A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twinflame Union. And in this channeling session, I would be talking about the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, coming to a certain conclusion about their lives, the society that we live in, society as in the social construct, and their role on planet Earth, their role in their relationships with each other, and how they can contribute to their life, their mission work. Because what's been seen with most people, and in this channeling session, the DF and DM that I'm talking about, both of them have some kind of a humanitarian heart. They like to do something which is going to include the coming generation in some way, in a big way, probably. And they just want to, before they leave the planet, they want to do something, and they want to make each and every day valuable and precious. And as I said, contributing, most importantly. So in all of these days and times that they have spent in loving and hating each other, they have both realized one thing, that you can love me, you can hate me. You can love me or you can hate me, but you cannot ignore me. This is actually, I think, said by a Bollywood actor, and I kind of like these lines a lot. But when I was doing this channeling, during the channeling, in the middle of the channeling, as in when I was receiving it, this statement came in, but with a very completely different perception and meaning. So when we talk about, you can love me, you can hate me, but you can't ignore me, here it sounds more like it is being said about an identity. When I say identity, I mean a person, how the person's personality is perceived by other people. That is an identity. So anyone can be an identity. Even you are an identity. We are all, in some way or the other, we are very strong identities. But there, in everyone, one of the main element of the identity is the amount of love you feel in totality about everything. And both of them have started feeling. So when you talk about there is no I here. I here is one love. So you can replace the word from a specific identity to a general concept, say love. So you can love it, you can hate it. You can hate the concept of love, or you can love the concept of love, but you cannot ignore love. Now, this is a very, very deep emotion actually, and you cannot understand this till the time you actually don't love someone for real. Then you get betrayed by them, you get hurt by them, and this can happen again to both, because from the Divine Masculine's perspective, he was hurt because of the Divine Feminine, and he was like, she hurt me, she did wrong to me, I don't believe her, she doesn't love me. And then later on, after all of this he feels, he actually treats her very badly. But that treatment is seen as a betrayal by the Divine Feminine. So she begins to hate him. And then, it's like, I can hate this person. But then this is not a person here. We're talking about love. Because how she saw Divine Masculine was love. He is my love. The person I love, or the person I care for. And he thought the same for her, that this is the person I love and this is the person I care for. There's nobody else I love and care for as much as I do for this person. So though they were both looking for love, but they really did not know where to look, what to do, how to do. And then while they were trying to figure this thing out, they were looking within, they were looking outside, they were looking within more, obviously. And they stumbled upon each other. And they obviously thought that this is the one. Now, I would, sometimes I try to avoid the word twin flame. Although, the meaning of the twin flame is very deep. Twin flame union or twin flame universe, both my channels. It's basically twin flame, from my perspective, if you have seen my video sessions, you have seen there is a painting of a flame just behind me on the wall. I had channeled this painting, and it was channeled during the lockdown, and it sort of told me that, this concept of the flame, because I'm mostly talking about this in this channel and other places also. So the flame sort of reminded me of this concept, and when this becomes the twin flame, so it's like two flames, or twin also means identical. So identical identities. Now you would say, how is this possible? We don't have identical identities because we work on the concept of polarity, opposite polarity, opposite polarity. Okay, so then how can we be the same? How can we be the twin, basically? That is not how you see, the flame is basically the flame of love. And both of you are projecting this love in the planet, in the universe. You have always done that. You've always wanted to do that. But the concept of love got somehow misconstrued, misconstructed, incorrectly perceived. All of these words are basically the same thing. So your perception of love got drastically changed when you met each other. That's why your relationship is so important. But why does this happen? This happens because the divine feminine is way too attached to the masculine. The masculine, the DM, is always on her mind, and she's always thinking about him. She cannot, even when she says that, no, I don't think about him, I don't talk about him, or he's not that, he's not never there in my mind. But, he stays in her mind for a long time. And for a long time, she stays in denial as well. She doesn't believe it. She doesn't want to accept it. So she denies it. And then one fine day, it sort of hits her that she has been in denial. And why has she been in denial? Like, why? Why is she in denial? Because somewhere, you only want to deny something when you cannot accept it fully. So in this, whole of thing, situation, whatever happens, in this, no matter how much, she thinks about him positively, or she loves him, or he just keeps going away from her. He just keeps slipping out of the hands, out of her hand like sand. The more you clutch the sand, the more sand slips out instead of staying in your hand. So she realizes that she has been really holding on to somebody who may not be, like that available for her at the moment. He may be there, he may be communicating, they may be talking, and they've probably, discussed some things, and there maybe in some cases the conditions have been discussed as well, like if you want to be with me, or if you want to be with me, then. So the divine masculine's major, concern was, or what his condition was, that she should love him, like she should really love him. That was his condition from the very beginning. From her, as well as from the idea of love, he was like, whosoever my lady is, she should give me true love, real love. Like, I don't want to settle down for anything else. And the divine feminine possessed that. So his expectation was, she should love me. But when he gets that love, when he really gets that love, and he knows from day one, he stays in denial. He finds out that she's the one. He loves her. And when she loves him back, because for a long time he thinks that she might not love me. She's so amazing. She's so nice. And, it may not be possible, but I like her so much. I wish I could spend more time with her, and this and that. But when he actually finds out that she loves him too, as much as he does, that's when he steps back. And all of his shadows, all of his dark sides, all of his negative energy, negativity, all of his lack of confidence in, what he can manifest and maintain, most importantly. everything starts cropping up. So this is where he goes wrong, because he asked the universe for something, and even when the universe gave it to him, he threw it away or he rejected it, just from his fear that it may not work out, it may not happen, which was wrong thing he did. Then later on, the divine feminine, who is very happy that, finally I have this guy with me, I have the love. Because, in some cases, I don't think this love comes to them very easily, because, she's like, she spends a long time analyzing him. She spends a good number of, time to know him before getting into any intimate situation. And this has been happening with everyone. All of the divine feminines have told me this one thing in common. If you're not going through this, then don't get included in this. You can, stay out of this. But if it has happened with you, which means that you did not directly get intimate with him or close to him, or, just in the beginning, you did test him, you did try to figure it out, you would, talk to him a lot, try to find out, and if he would, and he used to run away even in that, for those of you who had a long distance relationship or an online relationship, it was very clearly a relationship. Both of you were acting like you were in a relationship, like how, two lovers act, always calling each other, messaging each other, talking to each other, doing all those things, But you thought that maybe at that time you wanted it to be love. But later on, when there was this urge of getting close, and obviously the merge also happens after that. It can happen even once. That's not a big deal. That intimacy can happen just once, and one time is more than enough for the merge to happen. Okay? So right after the merge, he realizes very well that, he loves her, but he does not have, his energy is not that strong, even though he loves her, even though he wants her, but he thinks that he cannot manifest this relationship. But he cannot blame himself for it, because he doesn't see himself as the reason. He doesn't want to. He's in denial. He wants to be weak. He doesn't want to be weak. So he says it's because of her. It's not because of me, because he doesn't reach that conclusion yet. He just says, I cannot get this. She's never gonna get married to me or be my partner or be my lover, whatever name, like whatever tag you like. It's up to your preference. So he says that she will not come to me. She will not be mine, even though she is mine and I belong to her, but technically it may not happen. And that sort of breaks him. And after the intimacy, he's like head over heels in love with her. One might think that that's not possible. That is the biggest nonsense ever. But let me tell you that this is what it is. He falls in love with her even more. And when the love increases so much and it's to its prime, anything can hurt him. Anything can trigger him. Anything can put him into the state of fear. Her behavior, anything. It can be anything. She may not even realize it. She may not even think that it's important. She might just think that, no, I was just being very normal. I was just being myself. I don't think I did anything that should have, made him run away or ignore me or treat me badly or whatever. Or, just keep fighting with me like for days and months, and then coming back. Then again, the same thing. Why would he do that? Like, I don't think so I did it. But he tries to read her behavior, her gestures, her mannerisms, everything, to come to a conclusion that she will not be with me. Technically, it will never happen. So, what is the best thing to do in such a situation? Run away. And why is he running away? Because she, on the other hand, who's getting very curious, because even she, if you reach that level where you're getting intimate with the person, you're spending some kind of a private time with the person, that too after so much testing. When you test something and you leave it, it's okay, but when you test something so much and then you get into something, which is higher than it or according to the worldly standards, you do know that it is special. There's something about it, because many divine feminines have actually attracted the twin flame love after going through heartbreaks and situations where they were like, no, I'm done with this. So she wanted to be doubly sure with the masculine, And this is the mistake she makes, because she gets very serious in doing that, very serious and, very intense, and very also sort of obedience is seen in this, some kind of devotion is seen in this. She's very like, okay, I think if I've tested him so much and then finally I wanted to be that close with him, then definitely it means that it is meant to be at that point in time. But she also has certain issues which she hasn't healed, which she needs to heal, the traumas, the abuse, the whole understanding about your own identity. The understanding is not clear because you're living in the society's gates. You are surrounded by the boundary of the society, and you have to, that is what has been taught to people, that if you live in the society, then you would have to bow down to whatever is supposed to be done. You have to conform to the society, and this society, no matter how conformist it is or how difficult it is to restrict yourself, how restrictive it is, despite all of those things, it may be like really fun place for someone, but I'm yet to meet those people who really enjoy this kind of a construct without reaching complete awareness. So once you reach complete awareness, you can do like literally anything, because Maya is on your side. Then the god of illusion is on your side. So then what is it that you want to do? You don't want to be a part of such a conforming concept, right? So both of them understand this by the time they attract each other, meet each other. Attract as in even before you attract each other, you do that in the 5D. You connect with your inner self really like deeply. And that's when you understand that this type of a lifestyle is not for me. And definitely this type of love, which is so materialistic or so, so formal and so business-like, this is not meant for me. They do this, and both of them reach to that conclusion in unison. And that's when they recognize each other. That's when they meet each other. That's when they find each other, because they are ready for it. They were open for it. They were open to meet their ultimate soulmate in some way or the other. That's why it all happened like that. So on this note, I'm going to be, pausing this channeling. Not ending, but pausing this channeling. I will recontinue with the part 2 about this channeling, where they are on the same page in terms of how it all started, how they all met, and where they are now. And I will catch you soon. So one love and peace out.